A woman should be a part of your life, not the center of it. Women don't care about your problems. They prefer to watch the race and pick the winners. I've known this coaching client for over 6 months. He's a very successful, well-seasoned man with a net worth of $2 to $3 million. What do you do when you know that 95% of women will just use you because of who you are? He asks, referring to the level of honesty in a relationship. If I were in that situation, if they insisted on using my connections rather than who I am, that would be a red flag for me, and I would most likely end the relationship. The story behind this is that he is nearing the end of his career and is no longer required to work for the rest of his life. He's doing the right thing in that he's not making women the focus of his life. His purpose and mission remain central to his life, which is why this much younger woman is interested in him. This video is really about giving up and accepting the way things are in the real world rather than living in a fantasy world. His term was final, and she considered arguing with him because she wanted to know what had happened but didn't want to push him away, but she couldn't force him to continue because he already made a decision about their partnership. Even if he didn't want to, the woman in question is no longer in his life. Accepting the reality of women and who and what they are is something that men struggle with, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. When you recognize women for what they are, you can proceed in logical, concise steps and make the right decisions to avoid being burned. Many men are frustrated and irritated because they do not have good results with women. We wouldn't have been as successful as a species if women weren't hypergamous and solipsistic, which simply means they want to feel good about themselves all the time. The truth is that women will keep you around as long as you're useful, and that's a grim, cold, hard truth bump that some people can't take, that some people have a very hard time swallowing that jagged little pill. But when you accept it, when you surrender to it, you understand that women don't love you the way you want them to love you. So you just have to accept it with that in mind, and then you can live in it and understand what it is. Now I'm talking about an older man who was 40 or older. By that age, your children should be out of the way. This guy's divorce is over, he's been paid a settlement, and he has no more responsibilities there. His children are almost adults, so he's just paying for college now. But when you get to that age, you have to be careful not to live in a way that the state will interpret as marriage. If you live in a common law jurisdiction, I would listen to my lawyer's best advice, which could simply be not to take the risk. They'd also need to learn about domestic violence laws in their area because there are some crazy women out there. 1 in every 5 women is thought to have borderline personality disorder, making them dangerous to be around. If they falsely accuse you of domestic violence, you could go to jail and lose your money and assets if your wife tells a false story about being assaulted. Women are disproportionately awarded custody after divorce, which can cause issues, so it's important to know these key facts about your neighborhood. There's no reason why you shouldn't pay a lawyer for an hour or 2 of their time to learn about family law in your area. When it comes to women, simply follow the rules, even if it means never living with the woman again. But I'm not saying that to you, nor am I saying it to your ex-girlfriend. What I mean is that there are many rich men out there who have made money and have access to wealth, so there's no reason why you shouldn't pay a lawyer for an hour or 2 of their time to find out what family law might best suit your situation. Don't forget to hit the like button to help spread the word about this video. Thank you for taking your daily dose of red pills, and remember that a red pill a day keeps bad poker hands away. So have a good rest of your day and cheers.